In the booth with me in this race, we have Serenity Racing, and we have Mountain Dew, or Dr. Pepper Racing, I believe. Sending some invites, so we are blue screened right now. Making sure that my fellow broadcasters here have enough invites. I will be backing out. Here on the pole you see Flirt with Disaster. Alright, awkward silence there. 10 seconds left on the...
I thought you were still on blue screen.
Oh, you're good. We got 5 seconds remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys should be able to, on blue screen, you guys should be able to accept your invites. I am now blue screened, joining in right now. Creed out there in YouTube, what's up, buddy? Looking forward to another 100-lap race here at Dover. You guys just seen the excitement from the preset Xfinity race. Mountain Dew was a member of that race. He was running up in the top 5 the whole time, so he has a little experience here on this track. Following the 200-lap race he had last night, the 100 and the race prior, and now he's going to watch 100 laps. So apparently, Mountain Dew, you just like this speedway.
Well, it doesn't amount to the 1,000 laps I put on yesterday for yesterday's race in practice, and about 500 today.
Yeah.
For practice. No, I just love Dover. Dover's a fun racetrack. I've been there countless times, as a kid, and I went twice last year. Took my my wife, I guess you could call her that, to her first race here, and she had a blast. And I love this track. It's pretty unique, and as cars are flying all over the place.
Looks like we might have a caution early in this one. You're seeing the same car out front as we were seeing through a lot of the race there in the presets, the 20, but this time it's driven by Flirt with Disaster, the NRG team Toyota. So they definitely have their stuff put together. Not sure what happened. I know that's the 22 of Trinity Beast Mode right behind him, and the 98 was up front, but now it looks like she has a lot of damage and was involved in that incident. So from third on back was involved in that crash. Definitely not a good way to start this race out for the custom drivers here. Serenity?
Yeah, I was actually on board with that as well, and the first few made it through, and one of them got a little bit too loose and one of them got a little bit too low, and checked it just a little bit too late and bringing out caution here. But it looks like we've got damage in this one as well.
Yeah, it's a custom race, so in the customs we definitely run damage, It's another one of those things that puts a difference between our presets and our customs, not just the setups, but as well as the damage, and knowing that you have to stay off the wall and other drivers or else you'll have damage. As we get back under green here, we have the same leader. Try it again here. Flirt with Disaster, followed by the 51. I believe that's last week's winner. Is that Nuka Bob possibly in the 51?
I don't know, but
no, that's Acceptness.
Shot through that.
That is Acceptness in the 51. That is I believe, Cola driver. The 2 is not in the lead. The 51's in the lead. The 2, which is the 51's teammate, I believe that's Pro Dash for Cash. And the 2, the 51 of Acceptness, is in the lead.
I thought I was on the leader and I wasn't.
That's all right. We'll bear with you. You're new to this whole broadcast thing. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that 51 definitely has a lot of takeoff speed, but now that they've gotten under green, looks like the 2 and the 20 both seem to be catching him pretty good. So good gear ratio, I'm guessing, for that 51. But here we go with, I'm glad to see we got some green flag action, and they're singling out. As I say that, the 2 gets into the wall, but he recovers. No harm, no foul. Over to you, Serenity.
Yeah, I was just riding on board, just flicking through the grid here and trying to get familiar with some of these names. 51 Acceptness, he's just absolutely bolted through that turn 2 at the beginning of the race there. We've got 98 Puddle, she seems like her car's settled in now and she's ready to go. Trinity Beast, I do believe that Trinity Beast Mode, Dark Knight and Puddle's actually in the same team chat, so it'd be good to see if they're going to pit together and work together during this race. But Puddle's actually peaking on the inside of the 07 here. Monster Racing being our champion winner for what was the Truck Series, I believe. Was it the Trucks last season?
Yes, he was. Monster Racing was driving the number 46 pick-me-up Canadian truck last season. and actually got the Canucks their first and only championship. So kudos to him. 3 wide for the lead. The 2, the 51, the 20. Little contact is made. 51 gets into the wall. The 2 and the 20 both get loose. Still 3 wide as they go down the front stretch. 2 looks like he's going to hold off. Here comes the 1. Makes contact into the 51. Big wreck. They're still 3 wide. Acceptance goes from P1. Looks like back to P7, P8 here. Definitely not what he wanted to see, but the number 2, his teammate, Pro Dash for Cash, is now up there in P1 with the number 1 spot here. Over to you, Mountain Dew.
I'm just amazed that they didn't make any calls from there. I mean, so Taddy, I do have one question, and actually for you as well, Serenity. As I'm a preset guy, does the tires and fuel fall off here faster than it would in the preset?
That depends on your setup. Honestly, that's a tricky one to ask, as depending on the camber that you put into the car, it can or it could actually hold better than what it would in the preset. So it's all on your own setup, and a lot of people, you know, you might have a short run car, you might have a long run car. If you're set up for a long run, your tire wear is going to be a lot better than a preset, but if you're set up for a short run, as it goes longer, you're going to have horrible tire wear. So that definitely varies.
No, I was just wondering, because like I legit, as the tires wore on this track, I fell in love with this track, or my car. But as
Nukabob falls to 3rd. I believe the 22 of Trinity just took that spot. Flirt with Disaster in the wall back here. Sorry to cut you off there. A lot of action happening. Coco Money Mike, another truck driver, moving up to the Custom Xfinity. He's back here following this 3 wide battle with the 19, the 20, and the 51. He looks like he's just biding his time. Serenity, what are you watching?
I've actually just jumped on with Coco, and yo, you're on the mic with Mike, and he's going to look me saying that he's definitely a driver that's, you know, he can be patient. He was in the trucks. I think he's done a couple of seasons in the trucks, and he's definitely willing to show his team captain and us what he can do in the Xfinity cars for this mini season that we have. But these guys are doing a great job with that 3 wide they had earlier. Fantastic job holding it together and giving each other room. And we've seen these guys go 2 wide around this track, and they're just doing a fantastic job during the first stage here.
Yeah, absolutely. These top 3 are breaking away. Pro Dash for Cash definitely has himself a good car here, as he's about 3 car lengths ahead of Trinity Beast Mode. So these and Nukabob, last week's winner, he's sitting there in 3rd. Last week's winner and points leader. So these guys are definitely flying up here at the front.
Very much so.
Just jumping on board with the Pottles here, and she's giving Dark Knight a little bit of a shove there, saying, come on buddy, get a move on or get out of my way. So
good job.
Like she's going to be, yep, exactly. Ooh, I thought she was going to get in there on the turn 1, 00, peeking his nose in, getting under the Pottles there, and he's got the 07 just behind him. Is he going to take the inside line with 00 here?
Grandmaster Sheffy in the 00.
Opens up the door for Monster Racing.
Monster Racing looks like he got a little high, put the 98 in the wall. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a good story with him. Him and I used to race together for about 2 years, and then I found Giggity, and then I brought him along with me, and to see, you know, a good friend of mine, you know, another fellow Texan win a championship in Giggity was pretty cool to see. And you know, I know how excited he was to be brought up in these custom Xfinity cars, because he loves custom, you know, everything, because he always drives his 23 custom Monster Energy is what he calls it, car. And to see him up here doing pretty good, I don't know exactly what position he's in, but he's a great guy to race with, a great teammate, and it was good to see that he gets his opportunity to race with these boys up here.
Absolutely. The battle up here for second, Nukabob Quantum is trying to put the pressure all over that 22 Ford Mustang of Trinity Beast Mode. He looked to the outside a lap or 2 ago. Looks like Trinity was able to hold the line on the bottom. Good situation for him there. But it definitely looks like that 23 is a little bit stronger of a car here at this point in time. Serenity?
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, he's definitely got his work cut out for him, because that 22 with Trinity Beast Mode, he does not buckle under pressure easily at all. You know, so 23's definitely got his work cut out for him. But these guys, they need to be careful what they're doing, because I can see that leader is slowly making a bigger and bigger gap between those guys, and they need to work together and work the track and see if they can get... Ooh.
I'm actually thinking that might have been the end of the stage. I'm trying to scroll through here.
I see damage.
Yeah,
Dark
the 20's
Knight,
got some massive damage.
that was indeed the end of the stage, guys. So,
oh, sorry.
the
Wow.
Pro Dash
So
for
who's-
Cash, Trinity, Beast Mode, New Kebab, Quantum, Dark Knight, and the Pottles round out your top 5.
I don't know what they're putting in them Sim Motorsports cars, but they have been on fire during these stages. Just saying.
Brown nose. Sorry, I don't know what just got into my throat there.
It's all right. I mean, it's the truth though. Like the good thing about Giggity is the fact that a lot of the owners of their teams, they work with every single guy that they can. And if it wasn't for Serenity working with me the last 2 days, even before I even became a part of this team, you know, I wouldn't have got where I got today. So I do thank you for that, Serenity. You're great.
Man, that 51 just flies again on the restart. He took it 3 wide in the center. He went from about 9th up to 3rd. That 51 car has some serious restart speed. But up front is the 2 of Pro Dash for Cash, under fire now by New Kebab, Quantum, the 51 into the wall, Dark Knight into 3rd, Trinity now back to 4th.
Yeah, watching these guys go side by side, you know, for a whole lap, they're doing a fantastic job as always. Ooh, the Pottles gets a little bit wobbly there.
Dark Knight all over the rear end of that 23. Oh, he catches the apron. He's up into the 2. The 2 looks like he tags wall down into the 19, takes out the 22. Ooh, unfortunate events there for Trinity. Coco Money Mike then now into the 2. The 2 back into the wall. He's going to go from 2nd, 3rd, all the way to the rear. Sorry.
Dude, I have no idea where to look. I've got no idea where, you know.
There's excitement everywhere.
everywhere.
Side by side for the lead, trying to get up there with them. Looks like the 5 of Dark Knight is now our leader.
Get it, boy! Let's go!
Not sure where he
Dark
come from, but
Mater.
out of nowhere, D. Smith in the 19. You heard him during the preset race here in the booth. He was mentioning he had a good car for tonight, and he's showing it now here early in stage 2 as he's riding P2 right there in front of our points leader, New Kebab Quantum, in that 23. New Kebab's teammate, that 0-0, yes, one's a Chevy, one's a Ford. Unfortunately, Team Melco has 2 different manufacturers in the Xfinity Series, but that is Grandmaster Chevy sitting there in P4, and the 1 of Jay Miller, I think, rounds out our top 5 at this point in time.
Miller. Yeah, and then just behind Jay Miller, we've got the 08 of Coco Mike, just behind him, just looking through now. I wish they'd make this a lot easier to do. Can't see who that is. It's a 07 of Monster Racing, so that's 2 teammates there.
0708 makes it pretty easy to tell their teammates.
Yeah, I stayed on our pole sitter, Clover Disaster, through that whole mess. He went from last, what was that, 8th? And there was a lot of bumping and grinding, I guess you could say, between the 1 and the 07 there. Just a minute ago.
I want to make sure we give a big shout out to our YouTube nation here. Martin Epson, that's Creed, he's out there. What's up to you? Fast Camaro, he's out here tuning in, thank you. Sean Tattersall, hey buddy. Monster Racing's wifey, hello to you, thanks for tuning in. And a name I don't recognize, but Master of Light 24 says howdy. Well, hello to you and thanks for tuning in. Back to this racing here. Serenity, what are you watching right now?
Everybody. There's just action all over the place. I don't know where to look. I just clicked over to the 07 and then clicked over to the 08. I'll tell you what, I think these guys are just going to line it up now and just see what the cars are going to do on the long run for the rest of the stage and make some changes maybe for stage 3.
Yeah, while you're saying that, I'm seeing a lot of passing. The 1 car's got pushed to the outside. He was able to get back in line, but the 08 and the 98 of Pottles, they were able to get around the 2 of Pro Dash for Cash. So all the ground he was making back up, he's now losing it. So, you know, you might have said they're going to go single file, and that might be true in the top 4, but 5th on back is still battling for every position.
Pottle gives the little chrome horn to the 20 to get around him. I saw a lot of that in the preset race too. It's really hard to pass here, and that's the only downfall about this track. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Monster Energy Racing will be up in that mix here at the end of this race. That man is very patient, and he will get it. He loves to save his tires and fuel. He'll get it.
Yeah, what was it Larry Mack said last night at Martinsville? If you're a fan of short track racing, he said back in the day when he used to crew chief for Dale Earnhardt, he said, you want me to just take a sledgehammer and beat in the front end? Earnhardt said, why would you want me to do that? And Larry Mack responded, well, it's going to be like that by the end of the race anyway, so might as well start that way, get used to the aerodynamics. So, yeah, definitely
so true,
a lot of battling going on here at Dover. Short track racing at its finest. Pro Dash for Cash moving his way back up the field. He's looking to get to the inside, outside, whatever way he can to get around that one car of Jay Milla with the Pottles right in front of him. That is for 5th place. 5th place is huge, keep in mind, as with stages and stage points, that is the final position that you will receive stage points per stage. So everybody wants to get into that 5th spot.
Is that Sanity Outlaw in YouTube world? Who's that?
Sure is. Hello, Sanity.
Wow.
Never heard of him before.
Never heard of that name before, ever.
Trying to tune in. I seen earlier that Dark Knight was streaming, so going to catch over to him. He is our race leader here. As you guys watch the battle with Jay Milla and Pro Dash for Cash. Pro Dash for Cash is able to get beneath him right now and make the pass. So Pro Dash for Cash into 4th spot.
I've just jumped on board with the 51 of Acceptance. I mean, he flew through the beginning of the race, and it seems like he's just died off a little bit, so I'm not too sure what's going on with his car. And we've got to remember, these guys are not on presets, they're now on custom setups for, you know, the next race we have here with the Xfinity guys, and every car, every setup is going to be different, you know, because every driver drives differently. But it's really interesting to see what these guys have done here. Oh, as I say, that
Pro Dash for Cash.
Just gets loose.
Collects Trinity Beast Mode. I was on with Trinity Beast Mode when that happened. I was actually just about to talk to him. No caution, unfortunately, for those 3. But Trinity Beast Mode, if you remember, he was involved in an incident early, ended up way back, had actually caught the pack and was making some moves before being collected in that Pro Dash for Cash incident right there.
Ciao.
Yeah, that dude cannot catch a break. That I will say.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
you know,
if he would
we've
just
got
go
another
beast
stage to
mode,
go.
if he would just go beast mode, he could probably go through a few of these people like Marshall
I
Lynch
think we
style.
might see that in stage 3.
Yeah, I mean, with how we know he's got a strong car, as he was running in the top 5 there and finishing the top 5 at the end of stage 1. So he has a strong car. He's just got to be patient and get his way up through. However, it's really hard to be patient at these short tracks. Riding along here with the number 5 of Dark Knight, as he will be coming to 2 to go this time by, as he's entering 3, coming off 4 now to take 2 to go here in stage 2.
Oh, Jay Miller just dived it in on the 51 there.
Yee.
He held it though.
Yeah, he did. It gets scary though, as the 98's all over the back bumper and the 0.
We're going to go to Boom Vision here, show you guys. This is just how far back this Dark Knight number 5 Chevy Camaro. I believe that's the Shin driver, is that correct?
Yeah, he gone.
Yeah, he gone. He's now taking the white flag to stage number 2. Looks like as long as he can keep it off the wall and rolling straight, he should be our stage 2 winner. That's D. Smith followed by Nuka Bob Quantum. The Pottles in 4th, and Grandmaster Sheffy now has fallen to 5th.
Sheffy. It was good racing for 4th, but you got a little tight there. Almost took out the 98. They're not teammates. That confuses me.
Right, so we're coming up to stage 3. Who do you pick? Who do you think was going to win this race tonight?
Let's go with you first, Mountain Dew.
Well, I'd be wrong if I don't take my teammate, but I'm going to be wrong. I'm actually going to take one of those drivers that's been in the back. I think that 2 car is pretty fast. I think he'll make his adjustments and he'll get back up there and win this race by a mile.
You, Taddy?
2 cars that I've been seeing actually on the move would be Nuka Bob 23. We didn't see a whole lot of him in stage 1, but towards the end of stage 1 he was there, and here in stage 3 he finished 3rd. So him and that 98 of Pottles, you know, she started in the rear at the beginning of that stage after having problems in stage 1, and here she is sitting in P5 entering stage 3.
Me, I'm going to go with Trinity Beast Mode. You guys know out there in YouTube land that I avoid choosing my own drivers, and I'm going to go with Trinity Beast Mode to win this race tonight.
You know, the funny thing is, you said that last time, and I got my 23.5 you've been begging me to get, so I like that. It's like words of encouragement. I remember somebody else did that for you in the race. Oh man, they're bouncing off like ping pong balls back there on the back stretch. Holy moly. What was that?
Beast Mode. He's in Beast Mode.
The 0-0 and the 0. The 0-0 and the 0-8 both away about a half a track behind already, as they were involved in early melee. You hate to see that. The one of Jay Miller covering every bit of track he can. 22 of Trinity Beast Mode involved in something else, and he's falling back.
2 wrecked by the 22.
We've seen this in the preset race. Stage 3 is upon us now. It is time to go. Nobody's giving that room. It's no longer give and take. It's just take. And unfortunately, that also tends to bring out the cautions.
Just see the 51 of acceptance. The 51 of acceptance. He actually caught the apron coming into turn 1 there and slid straight out the track and spun out and hit the wall, giving Trinity Beast Mode another spot.
Yeah, he's on the apron still here. We got, let's see, Monster Wifey's still out there. Mountain Dew, he's here with us. Dakota Brandon cheering for Jay Miller. Tom Horton, the mute dog, is out there. He's cheering for himself. Unfortunately, he forgot that he's not in the race. Back to the track.
I hate to. Do you guys see who's in fourth? I told you, that kid is patient, man. He is patient. When I read that on the thing from his wifey, which AKA I really think is Monster Racing. We'll just let it be his wife. But
it's
that
good
guy.
To see him, it's good to see him looking after that car as well. I do miss driving that car. As most of you know, when I first joined Giggity Racing League, I'll say it again, Giggity Racing League. I was actually a driver for Team Noco when he put me in the 07 for the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Sorry, I gotta go check my race.
I'm watching up front. This is a little bit different than what we've seen there in the closing laps of Stage 2. Dark Knight had the lead, and he had a huge gap over the rest of the field. We're seeing Dark Knight in the lead, same concept as Stage 2. However, that 19 of D. Smith is all over the rear end of him, followed by Nuka Bob Quantum, Monster Racing, and Pottles, all still within striking distance here in the top 5. The wifey just said Monster does not text and drive. He does not Brad Keselowski the field. So that is definitely the wifey.
They're good people. I just like messing with them. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely really good to hear the Mr. and the support from both Mr. and Mrs. Monster Racing.
Yeah, my old lady, if I asked her to get on here, she'd be like, I don't know anything. I'm not saying nothing. Yeah.
Here at the Giggity, how'd that go here at the Giggity Racing League? It is all about the family, so definitely good to have some family out there supporting these drivers.
Amen. Monster's wife's always supported him.
Guys, we're early in Stage 2, but what do you think about maybe let's hear these cars rumble a little around the track and do our version of the Giggity Rev It Up?
Let's get it.
Guys, we scrolled through the field, started with Dark Knight, ended back up with Dark Knight. Unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of action, a whole lot of side-by-side action for that Rev It Up, but definitely some good single-file racing, and that's what you want to see early in the stage. As we all know, there will be that coveted green flag pit stop that could make or break your race. So at this point in time, everybody kind of just wants to ride, get to that pit stop, make it as clean as possible, and then put yourself in contention to win this race.
Yeah, that's very true. I'm just riding on board with the leader, Dark Knight. It's actually coming to the lap car, the 08 of Coco Money Mike. Ooh, as he just gets under him, just a little bit there. I think he went into the corner a bit too hard. I mean, these guys are just doing a great job. I'll tell you what, there's one guy you do need to watch out for, and that's the 23 of Bob, because we all know how good he is at saving fuel. He's a fuel guy. You know, he's just going to sit in a draft and just be patient, and he'll either pick up on a mistake, and next thing you know, he's sitting in first place. Do you know what I mean? Because he saves so much fuel. Everybody else comes to pit lane. He's like, yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah, we seen that last week when he come out with the victory out of nowhere. 40 laps remain here. But yeah, Nukabab definitely took that victory last week. Nobody was expecting it. Nobody was ready for it, but he put himself in victory lane. So definitely somebody to watch in that 23 car.
Just riding on board with
What
the leader.
happened to the 5?
I was just on board with that, actually. It seems that the 19 got under him and just pushed him up turn 3 and 4. Not too sure why.
Just seen a wreck somewhere.
Yeah, it's a 23.
Yeah, I mean, he did make the comment that I'm a little aggressive, but geez, that was a little aggressive. I looked down for 2 seconds to read, you know, Teddy, that is a good point to Sanity Race. Why don't we ever do maybe a race on the weekend for, he gives it back. Lord have mercy. But anyway, you know, even though Monster's wife would probably win because she's really fast.
Yeah, I'm down for that, but who drives the 98 Xfinity car? Do we put Mr. Pottles in the car? Is that how that works?
Why not? Why not?
Or who's our other fast female there? Mr. Bad Moon? Do we put her dad in the car? I like it.
Sounds good. I just, you know, and I think Sanity said the women in our lives. I'm thinking he was talking about his mom driving for him, because it seems like she's a better driver.
Yeah, I mean, my dog would definitely be the one behind the wheel for me. I'd control the pedals and let the dog turn the wheel, but I'm down for that. Nukabab, mad at the 98. Not sure how he's texting and driving. He's pretty far back, so I'm assuming he was involved in a wreck, and that's how he's up there saying what he's saying. Jay Miller, he's back there right in front of Nukabab. I believe the leader is still Dark Knight, and when I say still, there was a lot of action to put him in the lead, but definitely think that that's who our leader is now the 98 of Pottles, the one Nukabab is not very happy with. She has now moved herself into P2 as she's gotten ahead of D. Smith as well now in that 19 car. Over to you, Serenity.
Yeah, have we had any pit stops yet? Because I've just been riding on board with the leaders.
I haven't
seen anything.
I've strolled through the field a few times, and I'm yet to see any green flag pit stops, but definitely expecting that to come here shortly. So be prepared, guys, as we should be getting down to about 35, 34 to go, and right around the 30 lap mark is about when I expect to see pit stops start to happen.
Let's just hope somebody doesn't make the same mistakes as me and my teammate did, and then we get a caution flag and we go 2 laps down.
Actually, the race report shows here at Dover the typical final caution tends to come right around the same time as that final pit stop, so let's see if that holds true. Coke FN, you are correct. There was contact. D. Smith moved the 5 moved the 19 back in return. There was some swapping between those cars, but short track racing, I guess. UK Wildcats.
Denny Hamlin would say, it's just short track racing.
I'm not so sure that was English. You sounded like Serenity, where we need some subtitles.
It's just short track racing, boys.
Chase Green out there, thanks for tuning in. He's tucking UK Wildcats in for bed, I guess. So good to see that. Good family stuff going out there in the YouTube nation. The 00 of Grandmaster Sheffy, he's trying to get by the 51 of Acceptness. Man, I was really shocked to see that 51 has some serious takeoff speed here. But that's about as far as it goes. You hate to see that, but it seems like those gears get him going on restarts. Definitely a short run car, but as these runs prolong, seems like he's falling off pretty bad. The Pottles is catching that 5. Sorry. Back to you, Serenity.
Yeah, I was just jumping on board with that now. I've been watching the 5, the 98 and the 19, and it seems like the 5 and the 98 are just working the draft really and just running the rest of the race and burning these laps down slowly. I don't think they're looking to pass one another and do a bit of racing, which is not too good for us. to say that Dark Knight just slows down a bit.
Pottles is going. I think Dark Knight's probably getting ready to pit here. He didn't want anybody right on his 6 as he goes to do that. He's not pitting this time by, as we see green flag pit stops are starting. But definitely expect to see that 5 here within the next couple laps. As who's that in third? The 19 of D. Smith. I don't see him on the track, so looks like he's gone down into pit lane.
Yeah.
Interested to see how that plays out in comparison to these leaders that are still on the track. 98 bouncing off the wall a couple times on the straightaway. Not sure what's happening there.
I'm going to stay on board with the leader.
Yeah, I'm watching the Pottles now. She is your leader. Definitely want to see how that works in comparison to when these guys pit and where that 19 is in relation. Ryan Morgan out there, RKM we call him. Ozzy, Robbie, Pinky in the Brain, what's up? Pinky's not up here. We have Mountain Dew and we have Spaghetti Robbie. Those guys are up here definitely, so thanks for tuning in.
G'day mate, get yourself a free wallaby.
Also,
I love RKM.
Yeah, this just in as well. Coke, who is UK's dad, apparently he's going to let him stay up and watch the end of this race, so that's pretty good. The 98 all over the tail end of that 51 as she's pushing him through the corner, and the 00 right in front of them. So, ooh, the 00 takes out the 98. 98 spinning on the backstretch. You really hate to see
Sheffy
that.
at his finest.
That kind of has me questioning that. The 00 is the 23's teammate. We know that the 23 is mad at the 98. Looks like 98 tried pulling back up. I'm assuming she was ghosted as the drivers just went right through her, but I really don't like seeing that. That seemed like a retaliation to me. We'll look more into that later. Back to the racing here.
Wow.
As that does give the lead to Dark Knight again.
Yep, I'm just riding on board with Dark Knight now so we can keep track of who the leader is. I'm not too sure where the 19's sitting though, because I do believe he was sitting in third before he came into pit road.
He's 2 laps down. 98's on pit road. That is... Wow.
Yeah, I really hate to see that, but I definitely expect to see this. Let's see if I can scroll through and find the 5. I'm expecting him to pit soon. At the same time, he's got a lot of cars around him. 51 to the inside, the 00 to the outside. 5 looked like he was trying to pit, just unable to there. Looks like he's going to have to go at least one more time around.
That's fine, Tom Norton. I'm nobody.
Oh, 51 wrecks, collects the 5. The leaders, both leaders, the 98 and the 5 now have been wrecked. You really, really hate to see that. That's the negative about battling these cars in lap traffic. However, that may actually play into Dark Knight's favor, as there's only 4 cars on the lead lap. Coco Money Mike will get his lap back automatically, and then the Pottles and D. Smith, they're probably going to do the wave around, so that's going to help them. But looks like everybody else back from Monster Racing, which is 8th on back, is going to be trapped 1 lap down.
Here we go, guys.
I don't know, man. That's... Whew. Bad for Pottles. He had a fast car.
Well, actually, fortunately for Pottles, that caution came out when it did. She was on pit lane, if you recall. Dark Knight stayed out one more time. Pottles gets the wave around. Only 4 cars were on the lead lap. You're seeing those 4 up here at the front right now, as they're the 4 that had yet to pit. And then you got 2 drivers taking the wave around, and then you had 1 driver catching the lucky dog. So actually that was pretty fortunate events for the 98 that she was on pit lane when she was, as she only lost 1 lap.
More wrecking.
Ooh, the 5 gets tight, hits the wall, comes back down, collects the 51. 51 with that crazy takeoff speed.
Sends it in there.
Sheffy did get into the 5. We've seen a little contact there. 19 looking to get below the 0008. Oh man, collects Trinity as he got loose on the exit. Trinity can catch no break. As every restart that 22 car has been damage put on that car. So man, you hate that for him. We know he's got a quick car. He was up front early. He got pushed to the rear, and since then he's been continued to be pushed to the rear. Up front we have Teammates Pro Dash for Cash, followed by the 51 of Acceptness battling it out. We know the 51 has that really good short run speed, but he falls off quick. But fortunately for him, there's only about 20 laps remaining.
Yeah, I'm just sat here, you know, riding on board with the number 5 and riding on board with these guys at the front here, just keeping an eye on things. And seems like they're keeping it pretty clean, and nobody's sort of in a rush to go anywhere. These guys know that they've still got a few laps to go and there's still time, so patience is definitely key.
And girls.
And girls, yep, sorry. My bad, Bottles. My bad.
No, I'm just anxious to see how fast that 98 gets back up there. I'm not sure if she's still a lap down or not, but that's gotta be tough.
She is not. She got the wave around.
Okay.
The car that I'm actually watching right now with a little bit of damage, he's at the tail end of the field, but he didn't go all the way to last. That beast mode, the 22 car, is still looking strong as he's going below the 1 of Jay Miller currently. Coke, I'm not sure. Coco Money Mike was. Yeah, he's the one that got the lucky dog. I'm sorry. Yes, Coco Money Mike is on the lead lap.
That's good to see, you know, Money Mike managed to like get back on the lead lap, and he's able to race again with these guys, and I hope he gets a top 5, most definitely.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. If you don't like Money Mike, I'm not sure who you like.
Yeah, if you don't like Money Mike, you suck. Simple as that.
I just wish you drank real man beer, that's all.
And this coming from the guy that drinks nothing but Mountain Dew. But continue on.
No, I drink Captain and Coke, Jack and Coke. Yeah.
We're not affiliating Giggity Racing League with alcohol here, so apologies to anybody that assumes we are. It's his first time up here. He's not sure what to think right now. Guys, the leaders will be coming to 11 laps to go this time by, so we're definitely getting into the later stages of this race. Pro Dash for Cash in the 2's looking strong. It looks like the 51's starting to fall off a little bit as he's now falling, about a car and a half or so, maybe 2 cars behind that 2 car. The 5 of Dark Knight looking strong, still in 3rd. He was our stage 2 winner, so don't count him out just yet, but we are running out of laps now as leaders will be coming to 10 to go. Mountain Dew, over to you.
Looks like the chat is sending some hate on some of the drivers, which is not encouraged, but it is getting pretty dicey out there. I do have to agree. 00, the 5, a couple other drivers are getting pretty dicey trying to get back up to the position that they feel they deserve, and we all know in racing that it doesn't matter if you're the fastest car out there, the fastest car doesn't always win. Hint why Kyle Busch hasn't won it all this year. But in a sense, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless right now. Go kid, monster!
9 laps remaining. The 51 is definitely starting to get loose on exit, and we're seeing the 5 car is catching that 51. I can't tell right now if he's also catching that 2, but the 5 is definitely looking like one of the stronger, if not the strongest cars on the track at this point in time. So Dark Knight with a strong car right now in that number 5 Shin Motorsports Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job here, but we can't count out the leader. D. Smith, he's done a great job throughout this whole race. I mean, he got into Dark Knight earlier. Maybe an issue. These guys can sort of talk it out later and get things squared up, but hands down to D. Smith. Great job.
Guys, I'm a little interested to watch this. Back here a little bit, I have the 00 of Grandmaster Sheffy and the 98 of Pottles. Look like the Pottles went to the inside of the 00. The 00 drove down, put her on the apron. She lost a few car lengths, but she's definitely coming back. She has a little bit quicker of a car, and we know what happened when she was sitting in the lead, so possible chrome horn about to come out of that 98 car. As we come to 6 laps to go, leaders will be taking 5 to go this next time by.
Oh, it's anxious to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to stay on this battle here for another lap or 2 for this 98 and the 00. The 98 has closed in, is back there right again. Also, that is for P4, so this is a huge spot. Either way, they're sitting in a top 5. I might not push the issue too much, but as I say that, the 98 did use the chrome horn, but not to like hit her and move her, but also to make contact and move him, but to make contact and just follow. But that time a little bit more chrome horn, and now she's underneath that 00. This is for 4th place here, guys.
Lord have mercy. I'm watching it too. I'm anxious to see what happens with this, because obviously they're not too happy with each other.
I'm hoping that Puddle doesn't cut off.
Yeah, again, that was ridiculous right there. I don't understand it.
To me, I think that you'd seen that a little different. That was right on exit. I'm thinking that the 98 got loose. I don't think that she intentionally drove to the bottom of the track to come back up and ruin her chances at the top 5. I'm assuming that was a loose on exit.
The way I saw it as 00 came down, pinched her down again for the third time.
I mean,
the last four laps.
It's tricky when you are side by side with that, especially when there's hostility, because anything that you see, you're going to be a little bit more upset than what's actually going on. With that said, I'm riding up front now with the 2 of Pro Dash for Cash. Right behind him, you're seeing the battle for second. The 5 has caught the 51 car. I'm going to try to scroll through, see if I can get onto those. 51 here. This is the battle for second, as I believe we're coming down to 2 to go, maybe this time by. Give me
I
a
thought
second.
D. Smith was in the lead. My bad.
D. Smith is in the lead. This is the battle for second between the... Oh, no, not D. Smith. It's Pro Dash for Cash, and the 2 is the leader.
My pick, by the way. I did say that. Just saying.
This is the final lap, guys. So, as they're on the backstretch right now, does Dark Knight have anything for that 51 of acceptance? This is for P2. Little contact made. Gets into the rear end of the 51, but is he going to be able to get down below him? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the 51. Ooh, 51 gets loose on exit, but is still able to finish second. So good run there by all of these guys.
Great job.
Dakota. 00 held its line coming off. The 98 held a line as good as Michael J. Fox. Oh, Lord have mercy. This was fun. This was actually my first Giggity broadcast. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I wish I was calling your race, Teddy. Like, oh, look, the mustard and ketchup car into the wall. Oh, look, it happened again.
Yeah, we're not going to go over my race last night. Trying to be professional as I can be here. I was hoping that maybe the Dark Knight would scroll through for the top 12, the full finishing results, but looks like he's going to stick with just the top 10 here. That's unfortunate. I'm assuming you're going to need me to blue screen. Nope, you had it.
Got it.
All right. Fastest lap of the race was D. Smith there with a 23.081, so good lap time by him.
Great job, bud.
Back out of
Okay,
this
so
lobby.
we have our race winner in here. Great job, buddy. Congratulations on tonight's win. You did a great job, and I'll tell you what, you kept yourself quite composed out there tonight, and turning those laps in the lead, and you didn't drop or nothing. You were just gone. It was like, he gone. Bye. So, but Nat and Du, any words for our winner tonight?
Well, I do have to say I did pick him, and thanks for not letting me down. But that was pretty good. I like how when the end of stage, I think it was stage 2, you got pushed all the way to the back and working your way all the way up. How did you manage to get your way back through the field?
Well, part of that was pit strategy. A lot of guys late in that run there in stage 3 were pitting, obviously, and I restarted second because I stayed out for the longer period of time, and I was able to get first on pit road under caution, and we just drove away from there. Panel cars drove away. We were amazing.
It was awesome to see. I'm not gonna lie. I had picked you in the beginning of stage 3, and you didn't let me down. That was awesome. Good racing out there, bud. Way to stay strong.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so Matt and Du, he's got to shoot off quickly, I do believe. Or you, yeah, you got to shoot off, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for broadcasting with us tonight and commentating, buddy. Over to you, Taddy.
Yeah, so Pro Dash for Cash, you're fairly new here to the Giggity Racing League, and I believe this to be your first victory. First off, congratulations. And second off, how does it feel to be able to be a winner? We know that you've had some really close battles in the past, but finally you were able to bring it home and get it into victory circle.
You know, it feels absolutely amazing. I mean, I can't describe it. I'm speechless about what it feels like, but in order to make it happen, he had a lot of had a lot of things go right for me, and that's something I've always wanted to happen here in Giggity, and it's finally happened. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, man. Your car looked strong. You looked tremendous throughout the race. Your teammate, the 51, Acceptness, he had a really good takeoff car as well. So, congratulations to, I believe you're in the No Pit Pendle camp, is that correct?
Yep, both of those are.
Yeah, so P1 and P2 for the two teammates for No Pit Pendle. So, congratulations to your guys' camp.
Thanks, man.
Serenity, do you have anything left, or was that it for you?
No, that's about it for me. Great job, congratulations, buddy, and can't wait to see what you're going to do for us next week at Canadian Tire.
Hey man, feels amazing there, so I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, keep in mind, Canadian Tire next week is a one-time wear race. We have changed that. It was going to be 4 times wear, but we've decided to do no pits there, so, well, minimize it. So, definitely going to be a fun race. On that note, guys, from everyone here at Giggity Racing League, thank you for tuning in. It was an interesting night, to say the least, but that's going to do it for our broadcast here. So, on the count of 3, we'll do our typical goodbye. So, 3, 2, 1... Bye.
Bye.
Bye.